Hi guys, I want to take a quick minute to explain to you my test and quiz retake policy. And this is a pretty good one. Students really enjoy having it. It does two things for us. One is that it lets you sit for a test a second time if you think the first time you didn't quite get the score that you know you can achieve. So that's a good thing for your grade. The second thing is that it takes a little bit of the pressure off of you, knowing that if you have a bad day or something happened in your personal life and you just couldn't put in the effort to study for that test or that quiz, that you're going to be able to sit for it again and get a better grade. So I do that for both those reasons. I really want you to earn the grade that reflects your ability, and we're all human beings. We just have bad days. Things happen. Sometimes it just takes a little longer to master the material. Okay? So I'm going to go into some of the details of that. There is a policy that's published for you in the Google Classroom, and it's linked to on our weekly planner. Okay, the first thing, if you get a score that you don't like, that's too low on a test or a quiz, and you want to do a retake, you got to reach out to me. You got to ask me to do that. It's not my job to chase you down and say, hey, that C- you got on last week's quiz, let's see if we can get that up to like a B+ or something. You've got to reach out and schedule it with me. Once we've done that, we'll find a time and place and you get to do that. All the regular rules with tests and quizzes apply. You get a cheat sheet, it's a timed event, things like that. If you have accommodations, you get those for a retake test or a retake quiz. Here's the tough part. The score you get on the retake becomes your score, okay? I don't average the first and the second test, I don't average the two, and I don't give you the higher of the two. You have to commit to that new score, okay? And that's a pretty important step, because if I don't do that, then a lot of people will go, oh, let's try a retake and maybe I'll get better, but I'm not really gonna study for it, and they get a worse score. You need to not waste your time and mine by just like throwing it on the wall and seeing if it sticks. So if you're gonna do a retake, you need to remember that that score is going to be your score, okay? Now you have a safety valve, and this is important to remember. If you sit for that retake quiz or that retake test and you finish it, and then you look over your work and you go, I don't think I did better. You can write on the top, do not count for my grade, okay? I will still grade it, I will still give it back to you so you get the feedback so you can learn from that test, but it won't count. It's before I grade it, okay? So you have to make that judgment call in yourself about whether you want it to count or not, but that is a nice safety valve that you have in this policy. Okay, you can retake any quiz or test given during the semester all the way to the end of the semester, okay? So you can retake a unit test even after that unit is done and closed. You can retake it 3 weeks later or 5 weeks later or something like that. There's one exception to this. If we have an end of semester assessment, like a final exam or an assessment like a test that's given at the very end of the semester, then there's no retake for that. And you can see why. There's no time. We're done. We did our finals. You took that, it got graded. There's really no time in the schedule. Plus, here's the thing, is that even though this is a good policy, I'm fully in support of it. I think it helps students do better in school and learn more. Not everything in life gets a redo, okay? Think about this. You go up for a job. You love this job. It's whatever it is that's your jam. It's the perfect job for you. You have one shot. You have the interview and all the other stuff that goes with that, and you have to put your best foot forward in that one shot. If you make it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. So there needs to be some things in life that don't have redos. So I need to kind of get you acquainted with that zone as well. Okay, here's the thing. You gotta study for your retake. Okay, don't just, I'll do better, I know I'll do better, I'm not gonna study. That's really not what the retake is for. The retake is for you to put in extra effort so you can master that material to a higher level and then show me that mastery on the test or the quiz, okay? Here's the other thing. The retake policy is not really designed for A students to move their 93% A to a 98% A. If you got an A, move on. Take that energy that you would put in the retake and spend it somewhere else in your academic life. Perhaps there's another class where you're not doing so well. So instead of sitting for a retake to try to improve your A on your math test, take that energy and throw it into your English paper or throw it into your science project or whatever else where maybe that energy might be more beneficial. Okay, so I don't have a firm guideline. Like if you got a certain, if retakes are available only below 90%, I don't have that, but I will talk to you. So if you come to me and say, hey, I got a 90 on that test and I know I could get a 94, we're gonna talk. I'm not saying I will automatically say you can't sit for the retake, but I'm not promising that I'll let you. Okay, so we'll talk and we'll figure out what might be the best. Okay, so that's the retake policy. If you have any questions, know that you can go on the planner. There's a link to it under resources on the weekly planner, and just talk to me about it as well. Thanks for listening.